Welcome to Charter Local Edition. I'm Tracy Young. In August, 3 federal judges ruled that California must release up to 40,000 prisoners over the next 2 years to ease overcrowding. Joining us to talk about the condition of California's prison system is Assemblymember Curt Hagman, who represents the 60th District. Good to have you with us, sir.
Great to be here.
And might I mention you have now been promoted, that you are the minority floor leader, so congratulations. Hi,
Thank you very
ranking
much.
member, freshman member?
Yes.
All right, congratulations. Now it means we got to get back to work here. Will you speak for just a moment about sort of the statistics of California's prison system? The easy stuff is we have 33 prisons in California. I think we peaked out at about 71,000. Where are we now with the number of inmates and the size of our system?
Well, we have no additional prisons yet. We're actually down a little bit, down to around about 167 or so. As the population has grown the last decade, the prison inmate population has stayed flat. So, you know, we increased as a state with population, we're going down. Compared to other states, we're ranked in the bottom third of the amount of inmates in federal or in prison compared to the 100,000 population.
So on a percentage basis, we're low. We may seem numerically high, but then we've got 38 million people in California.
Correct.
I see. What about the situation of this overcrowding? Because many people point to the fact that the system was built to house about 100,000 prisoners, and yet, let's say now we're at the 167. Is that a real issue?
There's some interpretation of that, and that's what the judges picked up on. Back when the architects built these prisons, they show one bed inside the room, a prison cell, and they say that's one space for one prisoner. Well, most even county jails put 2 per cell. Well, if you do that, we're actually about 180,000 bed capacity, so we're actually underneath it. The cost of prisons have gone way up, no doubt about it. We have, in my opinion, way too much administration costs and such, and we spend double the amount of money we did on the same amount of prisoners in 10 years. So there are some things we need to fix in the system by far.
I do hear some people speak to the fact that why is it so much more expensive for us to house a prisoner in California? I mean, the number here is about 49,000, 50,000 per prisoner. We can't compare ourselves to Idaho or Montana, but when you go and compare ourselves to, say, Texas or Florida, they are housing a prisoner at least half or not
Correct.
less than that per year. What's the difference?
The difference is we have a lot more administration. We have, for Youth Authority, for example, we have basically about 1,700 wards left in the Youth Authority, but we have 7 of those facilities open, and we have like 7 personnel for every ward working in that system. So we're top heavy. We have way too much administration. We spend too much. The federal receiver has appointed a receiver to spend our medical money on the inmates. We're spending $14,000 a year just in medical for these inmates, 14 to 17,000. I keep hearing different numbers than that as well.
Yeah, I do too, actually.
So these all add up to make it a very expensive system. The system does need to be overhauled. The wholesale release of 44,000 inmates is not the answer, though. And we should not stand for that. And we are filing lawsuits to take this to the U.S. Supreme Court. We do need to fix some systems, no doubt about it. But to this wholesale release and say there's a cap on the number of people that could do wrong things in California, everybody else get to go home, is not the correct answer.
I heard something recently that one of the proposals in the Senate bill was that if a prisoner, and please correct me if I'm wrong here anywhere, if a prisoner is 60 or over, that they would only need to do a short bit of time and they would be released regardless of what they were in there for?
Correct. Anybody 60 or over in this proposed plan, if they have a year or 2 years less, or a year less in their sentence, which means 2 in the prison world, because you get 50% credit for your time anyway. Okay. So you have 2 years or less, can be released on house arrest. So it doesn't matter your crime.
Regardless of your crime.
Correct.
How do we tackle this? How do we fix this?
I think one of the big things is we have a very high recidivism rate. We have
70%,
70+% on that. And those are 20, 25,000 people coming back each year. That's where we attack it and get those people back in mainstream society, not coming back to prison.
All right, it's an expensive way to house people. Thank you very much for your time, sir.
Great to be here.
For Charter Local Edition, I'm Tracy Young. Now back to CNN Headline News.
Charter introduces Charter Community Connection. Charter Community Connection is a fundraising program that helps community organizations in charter service areas raise funds through referrals. Charter will give a referral payment for each qualifying subscription the organization refers, up to $125. To register or to learn more, contact the program representative or go to www.chartercommunityconnection.com. You can also click on Channel 1, Community Interest. Charter Community Connection.